Ladies, gentlemen, and everything between, hello, welcome to the channel. I did a poll on the community tab basically asking you guys, do you prefer the culture content or the historical content on reactions on the channel? And the historical reactions won by a big margin. So, consider me a historian. Today we're going to be checking out one of the biggest topics in history that you guys seem to be interested in, World War II. We've reacted to a couple of World War II videos, but you can never, learn everything in a couple videos. So we're going to be doing another one. Today we have a brief overview of World War II by Simple History. Let's get right into it. Subscribe if you're new here, like the video, comment some other historical events or important people or, whatever that y'all want me to check out because I'm down to react to it all. But yeah, like the video for sure. Here we go. Alright. Let's get it.
A brief overview of World War II.
That is, first of all, this is just right off the bat not very realistic, you guys. Trafalgar Square is nowhere near Paris. I mean, it's a 5-hour train ride, I think, because I had to go through there to get to Belgium, but it's not that close. You can't see the freaking Eiffel Tower unless it's that tall, but I doubt it.
The war in Europe began in September 1939, when Nazi Germany, under Adolf Hitler, invaded Poland. Using blitzkrieg tactics, the country was quickly overtaken.
That's another thing. Like, how the heck was Hitler able to manipulate and he kind of had like a cult following, but it's just like, where were the stepping stones for him to get from this nobody soldier to the freaking most diabolical, murderous dictator in all of history? Like, what was his childhood like? Where were his parents? What was his mom doing? What did she think of him? I just can't fathom the fact that one human being could be so horrendous, Where's your humanity?
The world was shocked. Britain and France responded by declaring war on Germany, but took little action.
Oh!
This became known as the Phony War.
Dang. Just like America too, because we were basically in our shores like, oh, there's problems going on over in Europe, we'll come when it affects us. So I guess France and Britain had the same mindset.
But in 1940, German offensives rapidly defeated Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, and France.
Man.
The British Army, meanwhile, was on the retreat, being evacuated from Dunkirk.
So basically, the Germans was whipping everybody's ass. Everybody. There was no chance for anybody. How you have all these countries coming together to fight this one? Like, what was so great about the Germans? Was it their technicalities, and by that I mean like their way of fighting? He just said they used the blitzkrieg maneuver, or was it the fact that they just had so much manpower and artilleries? But then I'm like, okay, America, why weren't you helping your allies? Like, what? The Germans were on it back then, 1940s.
Britain alone was attacked by Germany during the Battle of Britain and the Blitz.
And they were like bombing London, right?
However, the Luftwaffe failed to defeat the RAF. In June 1941, Hitler invaded Russia under the codename Operation Barbarossa. And in December 1941, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor.
That's what I just said. We weren't paying any attention to it until it actually affected us. But at the same time, why did the Japanese have beef with America? Like, already we were like, oh, we're neutral just like Switzerland. Not even really neutral, we just weren't getting our hands dirty until we needed to. So why all of a sudden did the freaking they basically said, no, bring your ass here, you're fighting too, when they attacked Pearl Harbor. Gosh dang it. And why were Hitler and the Japanese allied all of a sudden? What the heck? There's a lot of puzzle pieces that need to be connected here.
Bringing the USA into the war.
Like, they forced us, basically.
Germany, Italy, and Japan formed the Axis powers.
The allied powers were us.
While Britain, Russia, and the USA made up the major combatants on the Allied side.
So we got Winston Churchill. How embarrassing that I don't know my own president of the time. Who would that have been? I can't even think. 1940s, who would be the president? I don't know. But you got Winston Churchill. I know that because we reacted to him. Our U.S. president. And this guy, I believe, is Vladimir Putin, who right now in World War II we're all aligned, but right after the war this guy goes batshit and starts the negative sides of communism, basically. So we have to turn on him as well, but for now we're all buddies. We're besties. Let's get it.
In 1942, the Nazis implemented their final
Fudge
solution,
me, man.
a plan to exterminate all Jewish people.
At this point, just genuine question, why would we use the atomic bombs on freaking Japan and not Germany when Germans were the ones doing all the atrocities? Like, the Japanese, don't get me wrong, they were doing some horrendous stuff. Freaking cannibalism, what's it called? Things that the UN would not be happy about, they were doing to women and stuff. So why did they get the freaking atomic bomb and not Germany? Like, if you've seen the concentration camps or anything like that, you know what the heck was going on there, and you know how many people have died. So, just in my opinion, back then, they kind of deserved it more than Japan, no?
No, they didn't. Japan was worse in World War II.
How do you know?
Because I've studied World War II a lot. Look up the things they did in the Pacific theater of the war.
Pacific theater?
In Asia, Japan was bad to a lot of Asian countries.
Oh.
A lot of raping and a lot of killing.
Okay. If you would like, you can start doing my history videos with me before I move out.
No, I've done enough history. I'm studying world history this year. I don't need more of it.
Well, this is a refresher. Anyways, back to the video. That was my brother Josh, by the way.
Critical battles followed that would dramatically change the course of the war. These were Midway in the Pacific Theater.
Hey! Look at you! Pacific Theater.
I know what I'm talking about.
Apparently.
June 1942. El Alamein in Egypt,
Ooh.
November 1942.
Wait a minute, why are the British people over in Egypt? Let's go back a little bit. So this was literally World War. Like, it wasn't just Europe and America, the two sides of the world. It's the entire freaking world. Asia, Egypt, Europe, America. Gosh dang. Where were the Canadians? What were they doing? Their syrup.
In Egypt, November 1942. And Stalingrad in Russia, January 1943.
It's also really important to look at the drip of everybody. We keep seeing this cross thing, which is now like, if you know the artist Youngblood from the UK, his family or whatever situation he has, the Chrome Heart brand, it's kind of the same thing as the Russian soldiers had. Copyright infringement. But also just look at the big cloaks and everything. I'm sure they were fighting in the snow and winter. So the conditions for these soldiers, like, this was, to be a soldier back then must have sucked.
January 1943. On June 6, 1944, D-Day, the
D-Day.
Allies launched Operation Overlord,
Fuck 'em up!
invading Normandy, France.
Yeah, oh. Okay, it's not that we invaded Normandy, France. I'm sure the French people were like, come help us, come save us. I don't think America just pulled up on the shores and like, we're here now. Because isn't that like messing with someone's sovereignty? I've been watching a lot of Madam Secretary on Netflix, so I know that phrase now. But yeah, I don't think we just pulled up to France and was like, hey bitch, open your borders. No, we were there to help. It wasn't that we were just, you know, busting through the doors.
The Red Army advanced in the east
Red Army?
and was the first to reach the German
Russians.
capital of Berlin. Germany surrendered in May 1945.
No. After all the shit y'all have done, you cannot just surrender. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And still to this day, they're still charging Nazis, and even though they're like almost 100 years old and about to die, I still feel like any Nazi you find deserves punishment or jail time or whatever that the judicial system seems fit. Because that's from the human experiments to the assault of women, the children dying, the gas chambers. It just too much went on for it just to be like, okay, you surrender, understandable. No worries. Go back home, everybody. No! Mm-mm.
Shortly after Adolf Hitler committed suicide.
And isn't there like, what's it called? Arguments that he's really out in Cuba or somewhere in South America, like he's not really dead or whatever. Also, what woman was so deranged that she would lay with or date Hitler? Who are you, ma'am? We gotta look into her. Something's up with her, too. We don't like fascism or Nazis in this house or this country, America, even though I'm using a British accent.
On 6th of August 1945,
Enola Gay.
the Americans dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima.
That was also in the poll. I said, do y'all want me to react to it? And I'm gonna react to it because I want to. But anyways, like I just said, so you have at this point Germany has surrendered. I guess the Japanese just hadn't surrendered yet, or they were still fighting, or whatever. So, next resort is drop a friggin' bomb on them. Y'all debate in the comments. Do you think it was warranted, or did America go too far? Let me know. I'm not going to give my opinions because, you know, I got too much to lose at this point. But, yeah, give me your opinions in the comment section.
Japan surrendered on VJ Day.
Well, duh, bitch. They're blown up. Of course they're going to surrender now. Blah.
15th of August, 1945. The war was over. World War II lasted from 1939 to 1945 and remains the most geographically widespread military conflict the world has ever seen.
The fact it wasn't even like over a decade, it was a couple years, but still one of the worst occurrences in human history around the entire world. And why did it freaking take an atomic bomb for them to stop the horrendices? That's not a word, but I'm using it.
Subscribe to...
Shut up. Alright, that was World War II. It is really an interesting topic. I love doing these videos. Apparently my brother's a freaking scholar in the realm of history. So, yeah. If y'all want him in a video, give a thumbs up. And comment some other topics that you want. Like I said, I want to do that lady who committed suicide with Hitler, Hiroshima, or just any other topics that y'all are interested in. Comment down below and I'll do it. Bye!